Hey everyone, I'm Sean. Thanks for watching. It has been a big week for us comic book fans. We all got our first look at Ben Affleck in the costume. It's got everybody excited, whether they're riled up because they hate it or they're ecstatic because they love it. In a lot of ways pushing it forward, and in a lot of ways paying homage to what's been before. It got me thinking about all of the different iterations of Batman's costume on film, so I took it upon myself to draw all of them. And now me and you are going to go through the history of Batman's costume on film as drawn by me. The first time anybody saw Batman in live action was the 1943 and 49 movie serials from Columbia. These were cheap B-movies that put Batman in what looks like a glorified Halloween costume. It looks like something I would have wore when I was 14 or 15 and going as Batman for Halloween. This is, after all, the movie so cheap they didn't even give Batman a Batmobile. He just drove around in a Cadillac. The ears look like devil horns and the nose is way too long. No yellow around the bat. That came into the comics much later. It's kind of silly looking, but it was all they had, and kids loved it. It was a big hit. But a decade and a bit later, they got a whole new concept for Batman on TV and in the movies. Adam West's 1966 Batman, that's the first Batman I had a connection to. Mostly it was a parody of the Batsuit from the serials we just saw. Between the little ears, the boots cut below the calf, and the short cape, this Batman's not very imposing at all. But I would argue that this is the most swaggin' we've ever seen Batman. Even to this day, it's one thing to go out in a bunch of armor and look like you're gonna kick somebody's ass. It's something else to go out looking like that. This one exudes confidence, but on like the machismo sexuality level. Interestingly, this was the first time we'd seen the yellow oval around the Bat logo. That's because when they were launching the merchandising bullets, they couldn't trademark just the bat silhouette. They needed a logo they could license. It came later that, oh, that's a target for villains to shoot at. For an entire generation, this was Batman, so it was a radical departure when more than 20 years later, we got the Michael Keaton Batsuit in 1989. The goal here was to make an actor with an average build look like an imposing, larger-than-life creature. This was the first time we'd seen an all-black suit, which for us as kids, we loved it. We thought this was so cool. Not just because it was stylish, but because it looked like they were actually taking Batman seriously. I see what they're doing trying to make it look like the comics. The face looks right, but now he can't turn his head. And I still don't know what's up with the extra points on the bat symbol. The Nike wanted in on this movie on some product placement action, but what would Batman wear that's Nike? If you ever get a chance to check out some close-ups of the boots, his boots are branded with Nike swooshes. For the sequel in '92, Batman Returns, the costume was almost the same, except instead of the sculpted muscles, it's a little more robotic and metallic. The leathery, rubbery look was replaced with a smooth metallic finish. And this would be, to the present, the last movie to feature yellow around the bat on the chest. For Batman Forever in 1995, Val Kilmer starts out wearing pretty much the same one, but by the end of the movie he had switched it up for a silvery space-age version. They've moved the chest logo down to the belt and gone back to the giant bat silhouette on the chest. And beyond that, it's covered in all kinds of weird, designy things that don't make any sense for Batman, but hey, who cares? There's toys to sell. For Batman and Robin in 1997, the costume is basically the one from the previous movies, except no yellow around the bat on the chest. All black, another bat logo on the boots, and something I can't quite place. Oh yeah, bat nipples. Who? What? Why? Somebody later said, oh, because it would be distracting to criminals. But what about for viewers? Whatever. By the end of the movie, he gets another costume. Practically a walking Kenner action figure. Look, it's Disney on Ice Batman. Even George Clooney, the actor who wore the costume, is on record saying that he is out to lunch as to what they were thinking with this version of the Batsuit. Just like the rest of the movie, this costume makes no sense at all. Hey buddy, we got toys to sell. As we all know, this movie killed the franchise and almost killed superhero movies entirely. Thankfully, Christopher Nolan came along and saved the day with Batman Begins. Interestingly, it takes many of its design cues from the previous movie. The major differences being more detail around the face, the smaller mouth area, and the cape being a deeper black than the rest of the costume. He still can't turn his head, and being that there's no yellow on the chest, the yellow belt doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But even still, for me, this is the most believable Batman costume since we see him throughout the movie putting it together piece by piece as he figures out how to be this superhero. For the follow-up, The Dark Knight in 2008, still one of the all-time greatest masterpieces of cinema. They've changed up the costume quite a bit. The previous costume was all big pieces of armor, but now it's been separated into plates so he can move easier. And now he can turn his head. The bat symbol on the chest is more stylized, and in fact, this is the one that became a de facto logo for the whole trilogy. This was the Batsuit for both The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. And we're a couple of years now from seeing the next incarnation of Batman on your movie screens with the Superman-Batman team-up, fight each other movie. Official title. We don't know much about Ben Affleck's Batsuit aside from the one picture we've seen, but it suggests that the inspiration for this version of the Batsuit is how Frank Miller drew him in the 1986 graphic novel The Dark Knight Returns. But whether the cape ends up black or blue, speculation widely has it that this is going to be some kind of variation on the classic gray Batman costume from the comics. But now I want to know which Batman costume from the movies is your favorite. How excited are you to see Ben Affleck on the screen as Batman? Let me know in the comments. Hungry for more Batman? Well, check out my Superheroes in Real Life series featuring the millions viewed viral superhero parodies that this channel got famous for. And if you want to see more of my drawings, check out the My Art and Animation section with my animated Man of Steel social network mashup. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because next week I'm doing my X-Men Days of Future Past giveaway. One of you lucky viewers is going to be winning classic X-Men graphic novels and comic books signed by legendary X-Men writer Chris Claremont. Now how about some shout-outs? You know I got the shout-outs. Ty Lewis, let me know how it goes putting the cosplayer's advice into practice. Power Stunner, who says he watched every single one of my videos in one marathon session. Whoa. Tina Z. And Amy Bieber, any relation to Justin? New subscriber alert! Noob Cybot, Scunner, Mr. Falling 12345, Anthony Frith, Angelica Gombar. I hope you all become loyal fans I see commenting week in and week out. Are you a new subscriber? Let me know, I'll shout you out next week. Instagram shoutouts here for filling up my whole page with likes. Retro Geekette, For My Panda, TDKR Bane, and a long overdue shout out for one of my favorite people that I talk to and interact with and who likes my stuff on social media, the Lokabat. This girl is almost as big a Batman fan as me. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and like my page on Facebook. Those are where I post all kinds of stuff when I'm making the videos and behind the scenes. And hit up my website, SeanWard.net, to read full comic books for free. This has been a lot of fun talking to you all about the history of Batman's costume on film. I hope it's been entertaining and informative for you. Subscribe for more stuff about superheroes every week. And we'll see you real soon. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.